Hello and welcome to the podcast. It is me, your lovable co-host, Nick, and
Oi.
to my side is my lovable co-host.
Hello, mate.
And welcome.
Jason.
It is Jason.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
and I was doing that too. You just say your own name.
sorry.
And this is the Final Cut Half Cut.
Bosh.
It's good to have you with us.
Oh,
Jason, it's been literally 7 days.
it has.
A week.
We're actually now on top of this, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't spent 3 months being inebriated, not sending you the files, and actually we film the thing, I send the thing, you edit the thing, and upload the thing, and
I
the thing's
watched the
there.
thing.
Yeah.
The film.
It's my
The thing.
favourite film.
Rest in peace, John Carpenter. He's not dead yet.
Yeah, it's not. I was going to say, hang on. He
Yeah.
did that post about lockdown, didn't he? Where he was like, if you have a script in you, now is the time to... That's the one thing I thought. I saw that. And
I like the.
good old John
I
Carpenter.
do like that you think I edit any of these. In sense, it's just I do the least editing an editor
Yeah.
can do. Where it's like, okay, I'm gonna take the bit where you take a piss for 20 minutes and
Yeah, we
boom,
cut that.
Perfect.
I mean, no one wants that.
Nah, no one
Well,
wants it.
that's our other podcast.
Because if you want that, you can subscribe to my OnlyFans. It is.
The only guy that's got his own OnlyFans. I was talking about this the other day with someone. Do you reckon blokes make money out of OnlyFans?
I know for a fact they do.
And what do you mean, no for a fact?
I work
are
with
one.
someone who is in. I work with a guy who's in the community.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I think one of those followed OnlyFans is a guy.
No way.
Yeah.
The guy that started OnlyFans is from Essex. He's from, like, near Colchester.
I definitely get that vibe.
And
from
he's worth
OnlyFans.
£400 million. Like, fucking hats off to the guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, holy shit. Yeah. I mean, we will perhaps start doing some
OnlyFans.
podcast stuff. Exclusive content.
Yeah.
Watch me get fucked by this VHS. No, I'm joking. I don't know.
People would pay to watch that.
Yeah.
they would watch
Something
it.
out there. No. You all well, Nick?
Yeah, I'm doing solid. I don't sleep that much, but I'm
No.
good.
Cool.
I'm living my best life.
We're in the October of lockdown now.
Yeah,
of
we're
2020.
we're in the spooky month.
We're getting
We're
close.
we're in the month of spooks.
Yep. So, just so any of you know, we are going to do a Halloween podcast. We are doing it. I'm not a big fan of horror films, but Nick is, and we need to be topical. We need to be seasonal, and despite what I like, despite my humble opinions, probably makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be a fuck you. We're doing this sort of vibe on
Okay.
this, on a Halloween one. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't care if you don't like it.
No, we have to do.
Fuck
No,
you.
I agree. Also,
The people want this
Yeah.
more than anything.
are you up for doing a Die Hard Christmas one? Because I fucking.
Okay, when you say a
yeah.
Die Hard Christmas one, do you mean like a very hardcore Christmas podcast,
No, I mean,
or a Die Hard themed?
well, yeah, Die
podcast?
Hard themed Christmas
Because
podcast.
I'm totally willing to watch every Die Hard
Yeah.
film
Every single.
in one day.
I've seen up to 3. I don't think
I've seen
4 or 5.
4.0.
I haven't seen.
You have to refer to it as 4.0
Why did they do that? That was a
because
bad
it's
time.
hacking. They've hacked.
Oh, I see.
It's hacking.
It's
the internet.
marketing and that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So those are things to come. But we are topical now. Last week we did Captain Tom and the War movie. This week, more news. And we're still trying to be topical. Well, not topical. We're now doing.
We want to date ourselves more than anything.
I think this one's quite an interesting one because we're sort of skewering it. Would you like to introduce the subject, or do we want to do news first?
We'll do news first.
News first. Right. So this week's news in film, which is actually like it's all come quite together. Like it's all come to a head really because coronavirus, the current situation,
Which
and,
I've just found out about.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a thing, mate.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Is it?
mental. Yeah. Well, you've been.
Crazy.
Nick is the Patrick to my SpongeBob, as has been living
Yes.
under a rock for the entire year.
Yes.
Which
is true.
No. So, yeah, this news today, literally today, is, well, depending on when we put the podcast out, this is the 5th of October, is, no pressure, Nick, that
Gang
Cineworld is closing 128 stores, 128 cinemas and 5,500 jobs because EOS, the production company that has made No Time to Die, the new James Bond 007 epic, big budget film, have delayed it until spring 2021. Not even a specific date, just spring next year. So they've pulled out of all the cinemas instead of releasing it now. And yeah, so Cineworld's gone under. Odeon has also just said that they're only going to be operating weekends. And so now I've been reading articles today from different film critics and stuff saying, like, is this the end of the cinema era? Will we ever go back to cinemas? Like, is cinema going done?
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where it's like...
You're not big on the cinema experience compared to home viewing.
No, I don't want to wear clothes when I watch a film. That's very important to me.
It wouldn't make sense with the roaring fire.
Yeah, exactly.
And lying on
a polar bear's skin.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm constantly stroking it and be like, what's John McClane doing?
Yeah, why has he got no shoes on?
Yeah.
No socks.
But like, even though I don't necessarily go to the cinema, you don't want to see it.
No, you don't want to see it die. Of course not. I know you're not. You're not the Darth Vader of films.
But if anything would die due to a pandemic, cinemas are like top one.
Mass.
If you made a top one list of things that will die during the pandemic, I'd say more people go clubbing than they go to the cinema.
Yeah, but that means that they can't do it.
Yeah, but it's illegal.
Yeah, but So you think the infrastructure of cinemas can't come back, but the infrastructure for clubbing can?
Yes.
Like the rates, all of that. I don't know. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying. To me, it seems like those things are all gonna fuck off.
I guarantee there are illegal dance raves.
Oh yeah,
happening.
Yeah.
100%.
I've got one next.
There are no illegal.
Saturday.
Hey everyone, we're gonna go watch Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell your friends illegally.
Yeah, that's
people
a good
will
point.
go as they will. If you offer someone ecstasy, they will go as far as you want to go.
Yeah.
But no one's willing to got to watch The Mechanic. Like no one cares. No one cares about that shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Like when all this shit goes over, clubs will come back. Cinemas might not.
Yeah, that's a great shame. What are we gonna do? I want to see. I was quite looking forward to. I've never seen. What was it? Something that's coming out. Bloke in a film. I was thinking. I've never seen a. I don't think I've ever seen a Tom Cruise film in an actual cinema. Like, because I haven't bothered with the Mission Impossible franchise. I really enjoyed the film that we're about to talk about.
I have watched the film.
Yeah?
I have watched.
So I've never seen Arnold Schwarzenegger in a cinema, and I'm a massive I'm a massive.
I also have.
Have you?
I watched Terminator 3 in cinema.
Oh, that's quite cool.
Yeah, and I watched Tom Cruise. I watched Jack Reacher.
Oh yeah.
In cinema.
That we got to bring up the
famously 6'4" Jack Reacher.
Wow.
Played by 5'9" Tom Cruise.
No.
Is he less than that?
He's fucking 5'6".
Is he 5'6"?
5'6". I am nearly 3 inches taller than fucking Tom Cruise. Which is like I could kick the shit out of Tom Cruise.
I don't think you could.
I fucking could take Tom Cruise right now.
I could not beat up Tom Cruise.
Are you taking the? He's 5'6".
Yeah, but he's also like.
You
built.
can buy him in fucking Build-A-Bear.
I think no, he's built though.
He's not. I'm built. Look at me. Or don't look at me. But no.
For the viewers' knowledge, none of us are wearing clothes, so we can
both
see
of us.
everything.
We buy the oiled up. There's that film in the 70s where they have a wrestling match completely naked in there. You know that film? It's one of my
that was every film in the 70s.
Yeah, well, there's some very questionable. Anyway, we're not actually. But the point is, I reckon I could take Tom Cruise. But in general, did we upload? We uploaded the Tom Cruise.
We uploaded the Tom
Cruise.
Cruise.
So this is on another Tom Cruise.
Yeah, this is Tom Cruise 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, no, it's not, folks. Any more film news or news? So coronavirus is seriously affecting the world of cinema. James Bond has been pushed back to spring. Like I say, Cineworld, Odeon closing up. Well, at least like Odeon cutting their hours. Cineworld going tits up. Any other film news you've heard, mate?
Was there something else you wanted to bring up?
I can't remember. You do this sometimes, and then I'm like, hang on, I've had a beer. I can't remember.
Yeah, I feel like there was something we were going to bring up, but we've forgotten about it.
Thing.
I feel like we've forgotten about it.
I've done my bit.
I've got nothing to add to the news.
Oh, right, the news. What else? No, more Tom Cruise stuff. They've confirmed that they're going to space April next year for the Tom Cruise space movie, which is relevant and interesting. So that's all still going ahead. I keep seeing Tom Cruise doing real life stunts. He's been on top of a train, just doing stunts for new Mission.
It's not for a film.
Not for a film. That's just what he does.
He's just going to be like, can I just be on top of the train?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, sure.
To be fair, if someone was going to do like just weird extreme sports like stunts because you've like got the muscle memory, like that's your lived experience for the last 20 years. Tom Cruise is probably a victim of that more than anybody else.
Yeah, Tom Cruise will... I think Tom Cruise will be the first major celebrity to die from a stunt.
Yeah, because it's like, I was watching... interestingly, I watched a documentary on Evel Knievel the other week as well. That's quite interesting. He was a prick. Even compared to Tom Cruise, he was a wanker. His wife didn't like him. It's like he dies, and then she just goes into the documentary. She turns to him and she goes, "I didn't like him. I didn't like him." It's like, wow, he was so awful to you. I'm sure Tom Cruise is fine. But yeah, we're quite Tom Cruise centric right now. So shall we announce today's subject? Because I can't remember the other thing that was in the news. If it comes back to me,
that's fine. Okay, so
I'm not perfect. I'm not a machine.
Well, can I ask you a question, Jason?
You may.
Do you like Bill Murray?
If you don't like Bill Murray, you're dead to me.
Okay. Is that a yes?
If you're a human being that looks upon Bill Murray and his cult status and all of his work and not think of him as the sort of like hipster dad that you...
I just want to get this clarified. I was expecting a yes/no response.
Yeah. Yes, I like Bill Murray very much. Bill Murray is the cultural centre to many of the sort of... like, you know, he's the sort of dandy... Oh, he's like the Morrissey of actors, but without the racism.
He's secret... I was going to say, so he's really racist.
No, but he was like... Bill Murray's maintained the same thing he had in the 80s through his old age. And so therefore he's like the alternative cool person's actor, yeah? He's just this cult figure. Morrissey could have been like the Bill Murray.
Chevy Chase would not have been approached for Zombieland.
Exactly.
Bill Murray, he can get into Zombieland.
He can do anything.
Exactly. But so you like Bill Murray?
Yes, I like Bill Murray.
You like Bill Murray. Do you like Groundhog Day?
I do indeed.
What if they were killing fucking aliens? Would you like that?
I would like that even more.
Do you know what? Because we're talking about Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh! Yeah.
The Tom Cruise vehicle
Yep.
via truckloads of Tom Cruise.
Yep. A lot of Tom Cruise.
And this film must be great for you because you fucking hate Tom Cruise and you watch him die so many times.
Think that. As someone that like has ripped Tom Cruise in previous podcasts,
you fucking hate Tom Cruise.
I don't hate Tom Cruise. I don't actually hate Tom Cruise. I'm arrogant. Like if I was Tom Cruise, I know, like when I do my stupid impressions down the pub, or like have the balls to just start my own podcast and have to promote it in front of people I've gone to school with or grown up with or whatever. I know why people hate Tom Cruise because I fucking am him. I'm not nowhere successful, but I know the egotism and the jealousy and the bullshit that goes along with it. And to maintain being Tom Cruise over the last 30, 40 years that he's done this, hats off to the guy. Because he takes a lot of criticism and he's out there. But he's out there doing his goddamn Tom Cruise thing, being 5'6", putting himself on fucking yellow pages.
Killing it.
And
he's
looking like so you know the whole Tom Cruise in Jack Reacher, 6'4", yeah? Yeah. Emily Blunt, I googled it, 5'9". Yeah. Tom Cruise, 5'6". In the film, in Edge of Tomorrow, the film we're covering,
he's tall. He's
always fucking taller than her. Yeah. And I was like, this is ridiculous because you can see, is particularly what I've worked out with him, is you can tell how tall he is because look at his shoulders, right? And they're like, so his shoulders give it away. And then secondly, they never film his feet. He's never got a full shot. Do you know what I mean? It's always cut between the knee and the cheek.
Do you know what I'd really like? I'd like for it to be a shot where it's like him towering over this person, and then it cuts like a long, like it's like close up. He's just towering over. Then it cuts long shot. He's got
really
these like crates. No, he's like crates attached to his feet. He's like, okay, let's go, and then just walks off. So he's like standing on these two milk crates, and that's it. The entire film. Yeah. You just see Tom Cruise on milk crates forever.
Right, so Yeah, so, anyway, what's the film about, Nick? What's Edge of Tomorrow about?
Edge of Tomorrow is a film, you might also know it as Live, Die, Repeat.
Yep.
Because everyone thought it was called Live, Die, Repeat.
Yep.
Because...
It's now called, but when I bought it on the thing, on the internet, it's called Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. It's got the whole thing there.
Because there's a big problem, because so when you looked at the cover, it was Live, big impact. Die, big impact. Repeat, big impact.
It was just all over the
Edge
shop.
of Tomorrow, very small font. So everyone looked for Live, Die, Repeat. It's not the name.
So it's like marketing hiccup there with the two names.
Someone fucked up.
Bit weird that. There's a few films that have done that, I think.
Yeah. I guarantee there is. I can't name any.
No, yeah, we couldn't research that before this, but
unfortunately,
shall I do
I don't
it live?
want to.
Okay, no, fair enough.
You can do some researching while
Yeah.
Edge of Tomorrow, Tom Cruise plays a man who unfortunately kills an alien. It's called a mimic.
Yeah.
That gives him the ability to constantly live the same day over and over and over again.
Yeah, so we should cover, to the start of the film, he plays a character, Major something, maybe Major John Cage or something, Major something Cage. Anyway, which was jarring for me because obviously every time the Emily Blunt's character said, "Come on, Cage," I was like, Nicolas Cage being in this film would be it would be even more bombastic and mental. Like for the genre itself, I wouldn't have minded Nicolas Cage but
it'd be great because he'd not only be trying to stop the aliens, he'd be trying to find the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
Because behind the Declaration of Independence is a map.
Yes,
and,
that film series is so fucking ridiculous, isn't it? That was the peak of his Hollywood stardom. Then he did Ghost Rider, and then it was like everybody was like, "Fuck Nicolas Cage." And now all he can do is B movies.
Have you not seen Leaving Las Vegas?
Yeah, but that was in the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he's fucking good.
I know he's good. I know Nicolas Cage is good. Anyway.
Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow.
So he plays this major that is... So he is basically the communications. He's the marketing guy. He's the one selling the war.
He's selling
to
the war.
The troops.
Make it look nice.
Then he turns up to the general's office of the United Defence Force, or whatever it's called, and he's like, "No, you're going to war today, right now. It's not an option." And he basically becomes a deserter. He tries to get the fuck out there, and he's quite cowardly. I like that. So he starts off as this deserter. He wakes up on a military base, and essentially that's the point at which we're put into
Jason,
this loop.
who greets him? Who talks to him? It's Bill fucking Paxton.
Is it? Oh shit! I didn't even realise that.
My dad.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton.
Right.
The love of my life, Bill Paxton.
I did not realise that. He's got a moustache though, isn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Oh, that's why I didn't recognise him. I didn't know that. I haven't looked up the cast. But yeah, so he's put into this loop thing. So that's the point at which the time loop begins and ends and goes round. He's taken by... We have the mimics, the aliens, and there's like these alpha mimics, and he gets the one with the blue, and that's how he gets the time thing.
Yeah.
And the alpha covers this alien... the core of their alien civilization, and that's what they've got to destroy. He goes through this like mad experience of reliving every day based on that, and it bases it somewhere with a scientific explanation rather than a wholly philosophical explanation like in Groundhog Day. It's just this magic realism thing. It's never explained, is it, like in other films that rip it off. But in this film I found it very compelling because there was a core reason.
Yeah, they explain why he can.
It was backed up, and it was fucking really realistic. And I thought it was a brilliant, like someone that does rip Tom Cruise as this bellend, like brilliant film, really engaged. Yeah, well, because really surprised.
You are, I don't want to say anti Tom Cruise. I'm very pro Tom Cruise.
Why? What about Tom Cruise as a person are you pro about? Can you just explain that, please?
I think he's mental, and I kind of love that.
Yeah, but that's like. I assume that's why you're friends with me. It's like that appeal, 100%. The crazy guy. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the fucking hell, man.
Cheers, man.
But yeah, it's like
I don't have any nails for the audience.
Well, it's like
I bite my nails, so I can't open beer. Yeah.
we
Pathetic.
both agreed this is a good film, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to convince you to watch this film.
Yeah,
well, no.
It wasn't something that I instantly thought to myself, like, because we're trying to be topical.
No, I don't.
This.
I know. I did not have to. I don't
like
want to say
2014, this Groundhog thing, like.
I don't want to say I had to convince you because that implies I had to put in a lot of effort and you were refusing to watch.
No, I just agreed to it. And
I had to convince you.
Yeah.
I had to be like, it's actually a good film.
Yeah.
You know? Is it a good film?
It's fucking really good.
It's a fucking great film.
It's really good in terms of. Also, I was thinking about coronavirus and
and
last
you love it because Tom Cruise dies like 50 times in this film.
I did think that. That was quite an honestly funny point because obviously most people that don't like Tom Cruise, you get to see Tom Cruise die loads, and that's
so many times.
That's quite satisfactory. Like just in a way, like because that brings me back to the central point about what I think the Groundhog movie is about. So. The central premise of the original Groundhog film was that he had to philosophically become a better person in order to overcome the sort of, like, you know, his bullshit kind of narcissism and, like, individual like, ego. And with Edge of Tomorrow, it makes the same point. He goes from being a coward who's not willing to go to battle, and then he's rubbish at the start. Yeah. Then he's quite good. Then he's really good. Then he has to make the moral choice of not knowing Emily Blunt's character because he falls in love with her.
Yeah. And
then in giving up that and sacrificing himself truly for the mission and doing everything that you're supposed to do as a warrior and as a soldier in order to win. He does it. And it's the same moral kind of philosophical journey but with this scientific backing. Like, you know, like we understand there's more of a mechanism, there's more of an explanation there. But I was very impressed with the delivery of this film. Like, I was not expecting it to be as interesting as it was. I mean, like you say, it's got Bill Paxton in it. Like the bloke, the guy,
the scientist.
Yeah, the scientist guy's cool. Also, it's got the guy from Ali G in the House that's like gets banged by Martin Freeman at the end of the opens the door. He goes, "What's it like?"
Who does he play?
Quite nice, actually.
Who does he play?
I can't. We'll have to look it up off thing.
Is it wait? What character does he? No, in the film, in Edge of Tomorrow.
He plays one of the he plays the guy that's naked.
Oh, Kimmel. Yeah.
He's in Ali G in the House, and I was like, "Oh, is that?"
I didn't know that.
It's weird. But like, it was a genuinely good film. Interestingly to say, as a political side note, it was during the David Cameron, George Osborne era of Conservative government, which gave massive tax subsidies, and that is why it's actually based in the UK rather than anywhere else. It gives a context to the film, but the actual realism of war and of crises, given today's coronavirus stuff, was, and what we spoke about last week with like the sort of nostalgia and like how you can like make things airy fairy and, you know, it's just a bit of propaganda. This film was incredibly well done in terms of a modern warfare like element to, you know, the mech suits, the way that you'd have to combat an unknown alien threat. And obviously that spoke volumes to me given the coronavirus pandemic we're in, because I was like, there are obvious comparisons to be made. And obviously if you're living at home every day on your own, it is a bit fucking Groundhog Day as well. So to me, the concept, the theme you've brought up for this podcast and the film itself, it couldn't be more relevant. And it's a very, if you haven't seen Edge of Tomorrow, go and watch it. It's fucking brilliant, and it really does add to the genre. It doesn't just rip things off; it adds to the complexity. And what I liked about the actual trope of the Groundhog effect genuinely added to this film in a way that made it more emotionally and divisively interesting. Like, it's a very interesting film to go watch. It's not just a Tom Cruise vehicle. They have, like, what I like about Tom Cruise, despite what I've ripped him for and his mental personality, is that he at least does things, like I say, with the kind of, you know, stunts that he's doing to film the new Mission Impossible film, the overall stunt of literally going to film a film in space next year. He pushes the envelope, and he genuinely, like, that's one thing. You were asking me what is a trope in cinema that you really love, like a Groundhog Day effect? And what I've realised my real passion is, why we started this podcast was, I've talked about how The Matrix did bullet time, how James Cameron would do Terminator 2, or like the wetter stuff with Avatar, yeah?
Yeah.
Tom Cruise embodies innovation. Tom Cruise is physically willing to put himself through this experience in order to give an audience something they've never seen before. And that's something that personally, you can say whatever the fuck you like about Tom Cruise, but if he's physically jumping off of skyscrapers, he's going to space, he's pushing the envelope in terms of the innovation of what we see physically. I'm not talking about special effects. I fucking don't like CGI. We have bitched about CGI endings in films. If he's fucking actually going to go up in space, be in the fucking void. Put himself to the point where he could die. It is extremely dangerous, the things that he has done and will do to make a film. And like in Edge of Tomorrow, where it's physically, it's purposefully, like the Groundhog effect, the thing that they're doing is an innovative tool in cinema that nobody else is either willing, creatively and physically as an actor, to do. He puts himself through the paces, and for that, I have nothing to criticise him for. That is fucking excellent. And if other people applied themselves in that way, you know, that would he raises his game, and he's a fucking alpha about it, and I rate that. So I know I've ripped him before. I know he's been crazy with Scientology and shit, but in his personal pursuit of perfection, he fucking smashes it, and there's no one else like Tom Cruise.
So have I converted you to the Church of Cruise?
I am a fan. After Edge of Tomorrow, you've reviewed it, and the space film and all that. I'm interested.
The Church of Cruise is Scientology. I've got a copy of Dianetics right here. So for that reason, I was a fan of this film, and I liked him in it. I think he gets a bad rap. It's easy to rip someone when they've made mistakes and done some crazy shit in their career, but overall, like, he's not a bad guy, and what he's trying to do in keeping cinema, keeping the film industry alive, there's no better ambassador than Tom Cruise. Like, if you don't like him, like, there is no one else that is a better ambassador. I've told you before, I don't fucking like Will Smith, and I think Will Smith is a piece of shit compared to Tom Cruise. I did not know that.
No?
I don't think you told me that.
No?
No.
I don't like Will Smith at all.
How dare he made Wild Wild West, damn it.
Yeah, and that's the reason.
You don't want to see where my holster at? No, fuck, I messed up the lyric.
What was
but
that?
Still, I don't know, my hand on my holster. Something about pulling a gun.
Yeah, I know he did that song as well. Yeah.
Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
Loveless. I don't know much of the song.
Last week, I did a little sing, and we said we'd never do that again. I wouldn't suggest rapping the Wild Wild West will Big Willie.
That's because I don't know the song well enough.
No? Alright, next week he will have it down and we'll do X Factor.
I refuse to
auditions.
rap. I refuse to rap a Will Smith song.
Do you want to be part of this? I'm not doing it. Can I pretend to be Simon Cowell and you pretend to do a Will Smith track?
I won't do a Will Smith track.
Can we critique all of reality TV, and therefore I have to make you rap a Will Smith song?
Musically, I do not fuck Will Smith.
Yeah?
No.
Okay. This is my point.
I listen to thrash metal. This is not my genre.
Yeah.
I just know Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
Wild Wild West.
Oh, he's got it down.
The Wild Wild West.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Okay, please stop.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to press
pause. Honestly, the best decision you made.
I'm sorry, mate. No, I'm joking.
But I am very, as someone who, again, encourage you to watch the film, I am happy that you like this film.
Yeah, I was really pleased. I was really pleasantly surprised by it.
This is a film that I've stand for quite a while. Since I watched it, like,
I think it was averagely successful in cinema. Like, but it wasn't a massive. Oh yeah, but watching that compared to like anything, you know, we've bitched about Star Wars before. Like, that's such a shitty kind of like play by the numbers like way of doing something, but it's supposed to look really big, so therefore they made billions. I think this film should have had sequels. This film should have had a franchise. Like this whole thing seemed to me quite creatively interesting.
This film has everything I want from a film. It has got a interesting concept. It's got a good level of violence. It's got Emily Blunt looking fucking ripped.
She's hard as fuck in this film, yeah.
Hench. Good for you, Emily Blunt.
Yeah, she looked good in this film. And she's an extremely strong female character. Do you know what I mean? Like, she takes it to... She kills Tom Cruise at one point and takes his battery and shit. Like, so she's this warrior soldier. She's this the angel of whatever they call it. Like
the Full Metal
Bitch.
She's the Angel of Verdun.
Angel of Verdun,
they call her the
Full Metal Bitch.
Yeah. Yes.
And she's amazing.
Again, Queen.
Yeah, but again, when have you seen Emily Blunt play that kind of character? Like, I was completely blown away by her performance as well. It's like, this is not something we've seen her be sassy and be direct and stuff, but I haven't seen... I just apologise for not have dismissed this film before. You know, it's been out for 6 years. I should have seen it already.
I've always loved this film.
Yeah.
I watched this film early, big fan. I enjoy the entire concept. I feel like this one, we talked about like what things do we like, and I'm a big fan of the Groundhog loop concept.
Right.
Because I always love any Groundhog film where the guy or woman just stops caring.
Yeah.
And they're just arseholes.
Yeah, so that's a point of the whole Groundhog trope, is what I wanted to talk about the philosophical nature of the central character's journey and what they have to go through. Is when I was younger, my mate was much more intelligent than me, and he said to me, like, he was talking about existentialism when I'm 17, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he was like, there's 3 stages of existentialism. I'm not going to fucking define the 3 stages of existentialism right now because I don't know them. But basically, Bill Murray's character and Tom Cruise's character, although obviously Tom Cruise it's much more pointed because they're going through a specific narrative of a mission, ways to defeat an enemy, and etc. etc. But also, you know, Bill Murray's character has to work out the same thing. It's this game that you've got to then, you know. They go through that moment of not giving a fuck. Then they go through the moment of trying to be the nicest version of themselves. Or, do you know what I mean? Like, it is an existential crisis on screen using a specific format that helps human beings realise very specifically their faults. Like, in both the original Groundhog Day film and in Edge of Tomorrow, you have cut sequences, you know, physically, the actual construction of the film. You're repeating certain scenes, and then you're adding to them or flipping them in an alternative way, and then therefore you're going through the hero's journey because of the mistakes or choices that they're making through that prism of the structure of the film. Yeah, and so therefore they work through their problems in a formula that, I mean, I dare say that if it's done poorly, it's tacky, but I don't know, and I wanted to ask you this personally. I mean, do you get emotional when you watch films? Do you cry at films? Do you get upset at the thing? Do you get catharsis? Because I'm very the catharsis. Oh, the guy's Iron Man's throwing the missile out into the universe. So I'm gonna have a little cry.
It depends on the film.
Yeah.
I got very upset in the boy in the striped pajamas.
Right.
But I feel like that kind of.
Well, yeah, that's fucking...
I feel like that manipulated you more than anything. Honestly, I've cried more at video games than I have at films.
At video games?
Yeah, so...
You're a bad loser.
No, it's not because I've lost. It's because...
You're like Thor with the 12-year-old kid fucking abusing him on Xbox Live.
No. Single player games, I've finished the game.
And you just be there.
No, just Metal Gear Solid 3. Yeah. They make you pull the trigger. Then you see the Star Sailor wait for. I can't listen to that song without choking up.
Wow. Okay, Nick's full.
Metal Gear Solid 3
I thought
made me cry. No,
right.
Metal Gear Solid 3 made me cry.
Okay, well, my point is that emotionally speaking, I don't know why the trope of... I think it's the lived experience, is that the audience, right? So in Shakespeare, we have the monologue, right? What's it called when they do a monologue where they do it to the audience, but the rest of the characters all go into tableau? And so this character will speak directly to the audience. And what they'll do, I can't remember the technique it's called, but basically it's the technique where the audience and this central character or the specific character will know will say to you, oh, and Romeo and Juliet, they're gonna bang, but their families don't get on. So the
like a narrator, sort of.
Yeah, an audience will know what's occurring, but the characters within the piece aren't privy to this information. So this narrative, this monologue that this character gives you a specific insight, and they have broken the fourth wall, and they have made it clear that they don't that they know what they know, but everybody else doesn't. And so the emotional anchor of these films works because we're living the hero's experience, and obviously all the other characters are not privy to the information that we've built on from time after time after time. And so that emotional journey is you're living the protagonist's experience of it. It's not like a character study, or it's a very specific effect, because I got upset at, Tom Cruise falls in love with Emily Blunt.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like, she has that moment where she goes, I wish I knew you more, Cage, and then kisses him, and like she kisses him as like we're fucking both gonna die, it doesn't matter. And we are expecting what the protagonist expects, and we're trying to go along with them, and all of the heartbreak, all of the problems, all of the in cinema what we have with the like middle act where everything goes shit.
Yeah.
It's like the impossible nature of if you were trapped in that, and imagine if you're in love with this person, or if you've got to save the world, or not even that, but like just overcome whatever you've got to overcome. Like, that's the story, and that's why it's compelling. And I don't know, like, yeah, that action dystopian future for me underwrote that kind of philosophical journey that Bill Murray's character goes through, and they do it very, very well. And for me it was I had a little cry to it and stuff. I thought it really did get me. Really did, like, honestly.
I was still talking about Edge of Tomorrow because you said Bill Murray.
Yeah, but I'm saying Bill Murray and Tom Cruise's character both have to go through a philosophical journey where they have to be better as people in order to come out of it. I know that in Edge of Tomorrow there's a moment towards the end of the film where just physically you can be cut off from the day loop thing, and that's another problem. It's like, right, well, now we've got the stakes are higher, because he keeps dying, but it will come alive again, and it'll go back, it will reset. Now we've seen him die 100 times, and he's got to this point where he can half resolve the problem, but if he fucking dies one time, it's all gone to shit.
Yeah.
And that's what it did very well. Like, it really did do that very well.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
That is beautiful. Can you mind audibly telling me how long we've been talking?
38 minutes.
Now you might be thinking, wow, that's an awfully short time to wrap up a thing.
Yeah.
Guess what? Because we're not fucking done. Because we're talking about Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
As a concept.
Okay.
We've already agreed.
Yeah.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Great film.
Fucking brilliant film.
Big film.
1993.
Someone's done some research. About films.
Yes, I have. I actually did Google it briefly this week. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know we're like 40 minutes into the podcast.
Have you figured out the news thing?
I've got the news part where I had to say about last week's podcast, I got it wrong, because I said that World War II done loads of cool stuff. Sounds awful.
Did loads of cool
things. There were
some
technological benefits after World War II, and social benefits from peacetime that we benefit from. I said that snooker was invented in World War II. It wasn't invented in World War II. I was right. It's invented by British officers on a mountain in India, but it was in 1875, 50, 60 years before World War, no, even more than that, 70, yeah. So a long time. It's got fuck all to do with World War II. I apologise to the people of India and the entire snookering community because I got that wrong. I can't remember if I had other news that I've got wrong, Nick. But...
No, but it's big of you to admit you were wrong.
Yeah, I like that because I'm wrong. I get something wrong every podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm a perfectionist, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everyone. I'm sorry to my family, my mother. I apologise.
So
Groundhog Day. Yeah.
We've both agreed.
Yeah.
Great film.
Great film.
Great concept.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen... I feel like this is a concept on terms of like time loop.
Throw me another curveball.
Well, time loops.
Yeah.
What other films can you think of that use a time loop concept? Because I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of time loops.
Right. So Nick loves this. I've Googled it because I wanted to not sound like a complete wanker when I did this. So there's Triangle, which apparently isn't very good.
I like Triangle.
You like Triangle. Is that a horror one?
It's a horror one, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's Naked.
That is... No one cares about that film.
Yeah, no one cares about that film. Source Code. Source Code was quite big with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Starring Jakey G.
Yeah, Jakey G. Everything I Googled when I looked at that said it was critically panned. But I thought, when I watched it on my own, I thought it was quite good. Are you not a fan of it?
I liked Source Code.
I like Source Code. I like the ending. Blew my mind. I thought, oh well, is he in a new reality? What's this? The way it was done, I thought it was quite Matrixy. I thought it was quite like playing with your mind and that. But apparently not. Apparently it's rubbish.
It was fine. It was.
It'd be fine.
It was an okay film.
Yeah.
No, I didn't hate it.
No.
It did its job. It made me.
But I mean, it got quite a lot of attention that year, didn't it?
Oh yeah, that was. I remember that film. That was like advertised.
Mm.
It's like him and like
fucking everywhere. The mirror thing.
Yeah. That was
at the end with the sculpture.
Yeah, that film was advertised. Fuck.
Yeah, they marketed it big time. They spent a lot of money. And so I've googled it, but I don't know. I haven't seen these films. Happy Death Day.
I love Happy.
What's that
Death
about
Day?
So is it just like
Happy Death Day is Groundhog Day, but what if she kept on getting murdered?
Sounds
by
stressful.
It's a very good film.
But why? How do they do the science fiction thing then?
They don't explain it until the sequel.
Oh no! And the sequel's bad.
No, the sequel's, I like the sequel.
Is it?
Yeah.
Happy Death Day 2.
You.
Oh, to
Happy
you.
Death Day to you.
Oh.
You know this.
Some marketing wankers fucking really did. They tried to suck themselves.
No, they got a raise. They got a raise for that. I'm a big fan.
I mean, it's better than Too Fast, Too Furious, but it's on the same.
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift. But yeah,
with a Groundhog Day. They should do a Groundhog Day Tokyo Drift.
Well, that is.
This guy's got drift around this thing, and then he blows up every time and he goes back.
That is what I want to talk about.
Oh, right.
If you had to make a film involving the Groundhog Day thing, what would you make it about?
Fucking easy.
Because for me, this is just make every film ever. Fuck Goodfellas. Fuck Schindler's List. Fuck The Colour Purple. Make it a Groundhog Day film about a guy's like, I've had a bad day, but what if I can make it better?
I've got an easy one.
Hit me with it.
Obviously, a Terminator franchise Groundhog thing.
Okay, delete everything. Delete everything we just talked about.
Why?
How dare you bring up Terminator again?
I'm sorry, but Kyle Reese, and we see Kyle Reese's experience of going through time, and each time he goes back and he's got to try and find it, but it goes wrong. So the Terminator that we know where she lives is like the 130th time he's gone through time and space. So like every time he's tried to do it, it's been a tragic thing. And we do this like proper Terminator horror film using the Groundhog Day effect, where he's trying to save Sarah Connor every time, but he doesn't do it. And everything, sometimes there's Terminator coming out there. Right?
Yeah.
An alternative Terminator. Another idea I've got, which you're not going to like, Nick, because I'm literally pitching you this idea.
See.
Right? So I watched Predator the other night with my mum. And you know they talk about Hopper and the team that went in before them to try and get the Predator. I want to write a Predator prequel. Yeah.
Yes, Queen.
That could be quite good. What about you? What if you were to do, because you're the Groundhog fan? I'm a fan, but this wasn't my. Yeah, I'm a fan, but it's not my jam. It's your jam, Nick. Give me your spiel. Give me what film would you do? E.T.
Well, no,
Groundhog Day.
Hate E.T. Shit film.
Are you attracted to E.T. or?
No, he's just a shit film. It's just a bad film.
Are you assuming E.T.'s gender?
Yes.
Is E.T.
Yes,
male?
it's a man. Yes.
Like glowing thing. Poor old little.
That is a male.
Drew Barrymore. Anyway. I'm not implying. No, I'm not going to even say that. Well, please talk over me.
As someone, I like the entire concept of someone constantly repeating time over and over again.
Right. What about it appeals to you? Do you like the philosophical nature of the man making themselves better, or what is it?
No, not
You
at
like
all.
The brutality of it, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I fucking love the brutality of it.
Why?
Like, I don't know.
Why do you want these people to suffer?
I don't want them to suffer. I want them to
But they
not
do.
suffer.
Well, they do suffer. Purely by the nature of the trope that you're talking about.
But they can
I'm
make
asking you to
themselves
defend.
not suffer.
Right. So what? So you're talking about the warrior that comes up against an impossible odd and has to be better in order to overcome it. You like that? Or do you like the suffering of the warrior, of the hero, to overcome that nemesis?
I just want to see cool shit.
Yeah.
That's basically what I want to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, like you've got your kind of like comedy film. You know, you've got Groundhog Day. You've got your action film.
Yeah.
You know, you've got Edge of Tomorrow. You've got your horror film in very loose quotes because it's not really
You've got the
scary.
rom-com with 50 First Dates and that, and 12 Christmases or whatever it was.
I know, I've not watched those films.
Yeah, you've not seen 50 First Dates?
I
just referenced Drew Barrymore with E.T. and
within...
she's the one in 50 First
I know
Dates.
she's in there, but I've not watched it because it's an Adam Sandler film.
Oh, yeah, but it is the best Adam... Apart from The Wedding Singer. And I quite liked Uncut Gems as well.
Film.
It's alright.
It's a good film.
Why do you like Uncut Gems?
Because it's one of his actual good performances.
I don't... It's alright. It's just sort of standing there.
It's one of his better films.
It's good, but it's not 50 First Dates. And it's not The Wedding
Happy
Singer.
Gilmore is better than 50 First Dates.
You don't know that!
But I guarantee it is.
No, it's not.
The Wedding Singer is better than 50
The Wedding
First
Singer
Dates.
is a fucking amazing
great
film. Yeah. Anyway, the point is that what I wanted to
Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah. What I wanted to ask you was, right, we can disagree about Adam Sandler films because I know Adam Sandler's a wanker and I don't fucking care about his films either. But some of them I like, and the point that I wanted to make was 50 First Dates and like the 12 Christmases thing, or whatever it's called, 12 Days of Christmas.
Oh, God.
They have employed the Groundhog effect
real quick.
Go on.
Porno version of 50 First Dates is 50 First Gapes.
Oh.
Boom. Oh, I'm so good at this.
It was last week with Lawrence of Arabia that got me, and now you've done that.
Well, that's a real film.
I'm sure it. We will review it next week. No, we won't. Well, we could do an X-ray. No, we're not.
An OnlyFans.
Us doing OnlyFans where people have to pay for us to review their own videos.
It's 0.001p.
Yeah. We'll do it. We'll do anything. No. So what I wanted to say was, the Groundhog Day effect, the of repeating stuff has been in the rom-com, has been in horror, has been in action, has been in comedy. I mean, The Simpsons. Recently watched the Troll Hunt series, Guillermo del Toro, and he also does that with Free Below, and so loads of popular shows. Obviously, The Simpsons took each trope of stuff and like they've done an episode on anything, whatever effect. But are there any other is there any genres of film or TV that you think couldn't do it? Because it could be applied to everything. I'm pretty sure if you're talking about like magic, it's implied in the original Groundhog Day, I think. Well, it's part of a 90s secularist society's version of religious and sort of spiritual or folkloric events. So it's not like a religious spiritual event. He doesn't think he's Jesus or God, but he
does call himself God though.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
He does, yeah.
Well, there's a bit where it's like, oh God, that's the only explanation that I am not the God, but I am a God.
And so it's kind of like interesting in that thing to say, why is this happening to this person and what do they have to learn from it? Like the trope itself, could it be applied to any genre? I think it could.
That is why I like...
Could you do a musical Groundhog Day? The songs would get fucking repetitive though. You'd have to change the lyric and tempo.
No, you
each
100%
time.
could, but you'd have to do it from a background character's view.
Yeah.
where all of a sudden people start dancing, he's no idea what the fuck's going on, and then eventually she starts knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
And it ends with her knowing the entire song.
What's the opposite of a Groundhog Day movie?
A normal movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, fine. I was thinking that.
But you have to think they always skip this scene in every Groundhog movie. It's where he just kills everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I mean, Bill Murray kills himself.
No, but I mean, not
Tom
himself. I mean, goes and I'm just gonna kill everyone.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but why would you?
Because
I mean, I butcher some people that really piss me off every day.
No, because he gets to the point where he's like, I know everything about everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone. And you need 10,000 hours to master something.
Yeah.
And he becomes a master ice
sculptor.
Sculptor. He becomes a master pianist.
Yeah.
So he's done at least 20,000 hours.
Yeah.
There's 24 hours in a day.
So
every time he goes to sleep. Every time he goes to
years.
sleep. I think someone's done the research and it's like he's been doing it for like 1,000 years. I'm almost definitely wrong. 100%. But there's a point.
I would say between 3 and 1,000 years.
But there's got to be a point where at some point he snaps and
but that's why he kills himself loads of times.
No, but I'm not talking about people where he's just killing people.
No, but now we're talking about what you're doing there is you're taking the idea and you're trying to be completely real about it, right? What would happen to this person?
10,000 years.
10,000 years is how long Bill Murray's supposed to have spent on Groundhog Day.
Ramis said he spent 10,000 years. He's killed everyone multiple times.
Yeah, I understand that, but you're not. This is a movie genre, Nick. This is a trope.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
you're talking about the actual real.
No, I'm just saying
what it would be like to live this experience.
No, I'm not talking about that at all. I'm just saying you're watching a character who you know for a fact you're not seeing it, but has killed everyone multiple times. Because what else would you do?
Exactly. But the interesting thing I would say about that, with specifically The Edge of Tomorrow, was I made that point whilst watching the film, and I said to my friend, like, basically, what this situation would create is that the person would go insane and the mission would be failed, right? There's no way that a normal person could keep doing it. Or I reckon a soldier that had been told that this is how it's going to happen, like if you were conditioned in order to understand that there's a specific mission, and that's why Edge of Tomorrow works for me. Even like it's more understandable than the original Groundhog Day, because Groundhog Day there is no specific god or genie that's doing this thing to him. It's just this philosophical thing. We've also got to talk about the whole point of actual Groundhog Day in America and how ridiculous that is. That the actual holiday of holding up a fucking groundhog, and what is it?
If he sees his shadow.
It's gonna be fucking raining or 4 more years.
If he sees his shadow, he goes back into the hole.
Right.
If he doesn't see his shadow, he stays out and then it's summer.
Right. It's going to be 4 years of nice weather.
I don't think it's 4 years. I think it's like another few months.
Oh, it's like a year to go. Yeah, but it is ridiculous. And it also is a thing to say that Americans, like, in Britain, we have like an ancient
Yeah, but I don't think anyone believes that. I think that's just more of a novelty.
Do you want to ring up the town that does the Groundhog Day thing and interview the mayor?
I guarantee none of them actually believe any of that. That is just a novelty thing.
If you don't understand the tourism and souvenir trade going on, how much they will look you in the eye and tell you it's fucking real, and don't you fucking say anyway.
No, I'm sure they we believe in this. They believe wink.
Yeah.
But like in real life, they don't think that's real.
We started off with Tom talking about this.
Okay, that's like Scientology. That's like saying if you go
What's more believable, the Groundhog thing or Scientology?
Scientology, 100%.
That's what I'm saying, but it's
but
crazy.
I'm not saying that they don't believe that.
Oh, I bet it's America, mate.
Yeah, but they know it's
I'm
not.
Quite
they're
cynical
not putting their faith in a groundhog.
Society.
They're not putting their faith in a fucking
Their president's
giant
Donald Trump.
Yeah, he
just went around waving with COVID-19. Like, yeah. No, I'm just saying, don't ever underestimate America's ability to be kind of stupid.
Okay, but that's like saying every touristy bullshit thing is something. If I sold someone a UK blah 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 thing, that means I believe it. I'm just selling it to you. It doesn't mean I have to believe it.
Oh no, I'm not saying they wholeheartedly believe it. I'm saying they say they believe it to your face in order to keep the system.
We're agreeing.
Yeah, in order to keep things rolling. Like,
yeah, but I'm saying they don't agree with it, but they'll act like they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we're agreed.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a Groundhog Day podcast. If we didn't repeat ourselves, we'd be kind of off-brand.
That's a goodish.
Thank you. I tied it back in. Right. So
you flipped me. For real.
Yeah. So So I guess I don't know. I like the Groundhog Day effect. I like the original Groundhog Day. I think it's flawed for the reasons I've said. Like in the sense that it's unknowable. Like it's sort of like got this like religious. Like I'd like it to be more religious. I also, when we discussed like the production chat we were having the other day, I said, it's blatantly come from like some sort of moral fable back in religious times. But I haven't had the foresight to actually look that up. So probably some Greek. Do you know what I mean? I think it must come. Shall I Google that? Or
I don't know. I feel like the idea of like repeating the time is probably like fucking sacrilegious to early cultures. So I don't feel like that would be a thing. Well, no. Well, there's what is it? It's the guy who pushes up a fucking rock out. Siphius. His entire thing is he just pushes up a rock up over a fucking mountain and then it falls down again. Like, you could say that's a loop, but if he's like, I've been here for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, you mean Atlas?
Atlas holds the globe.
He holds the whole.
It's the myth of Siphius.
I don't know what that is.
He's a guy who pushes a rock up a hill constantly. Atlas holds the globe.
Yeah, hang on. I think. Hang on.
Atlas is a titan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pushing.
It's the myth of Siphius.
Yes, Sisyphus. Yeah, Sisyphus is a figure from Greek mythology who, as king of Corinth, became infamous for his general trickery and twice cheating death. He ultimately got his comeuppance when Zeus dealt him the eternal punishment of forever rolling a boulder up a hill in the depth of Hades.
That's my guy.
Yes, right. That is probably where the nature of it from, because I think that it's got a universal like message, and I do think it's very good. But can you see other franchises or other films doing this again? Like I say, I'm disappointed that Edge of Tomorrow didn't get an Edge of Yesterday or whatever.
Yeah.
Like a little sequel or something. I know that it's one of those sort of standalone films where the ending did piss me off, like, because I didn't really get it, but I kind of understand it now from what we've discussed and looking at it going, okay.
I dislike the ending for different reasons. That's because it doesn't fall into its own lore.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's because I'm a guy who uses the words like lore.
No, but the laws of the film of itself, like, yeah.
I'm not lore as in L-A-W, I mean L-O-R-E, as in mythology and lore.
So what should have happened?
He should have woken up when it always wakes up.
Right.
Why did he wake up before? He should have woken up that day.
But I think that's part of the cinematic
I understand why they did
because that then
I'm just saying
signals to the audience that this is different. But I know what you mean. What this film actually lends itself to something that pisses me off is that some of the ideas in these films are very intellectual, right? They're very out there and they're done very well. And I think Edge of Tomorrow added to that, but I think the ending takes away because, like you say, it doesn't play within the lore of the film because it needs to signify to its audience that something is different and therefore everything's okay.
I do feel like they could have done that though, is have a different character, be like, hey, throw something at him.
Yeah.
As him and be like, hey, we're sending you off. It's a completely different straight away.
Yeah.
You didn't, because he always wakes up with, hey, maggot, get up.
Yeah.
You could have had. It would have been good to have a member of the squadron he was involved in be like, hey, get up, we're sending you back to HQ.
Yeah, or hello, Major. Like,
well, not even that, just be like, hey, get the fuck up.
Because that's what I didn't understand. That was a bit of a convoluted point, was the fact that he was a major in the army and he's the one that sold the recruitment drive, so his face must be on loads of posters. But yet they're like, come here, private. And
they say he's pretending to be a major. So they could say, no, it's just go looks
How
like
would they? Nah. I mean, you can go along with it in the film in order for it to be acceptable, but it's Tom Cruise, the face of this international defence force, and they would have put the money in. That's not the way the world works. And I get it works for the film, but it doesn't work.
Don't they say he's more behind the camera sort of guy? He's not necessarily the face.
No, he's the one that goes on the news and that.
But I don't think that's his job day to day. I think he's more of like, you're in charge of this.
No, I do think it's his job day to day.
I always saw that as like, you're in charge of this. We're interviewing for like the first time.
Okay, alright, fair enough. Yeah. But like, I don't know. For me, it was like, that's the only thing that lets the film down, is I was like, so he's the one that's going around doing the recruitment drive for this, for around the world. So his face will be everywhere. You couldn't just make him a private and strip him of his stuff. But again, it was quite a brutal and interesting way to introduce the idea, because obviously Tom Cruise as a thing in Hollywood,
as a man,
as a person, as a character, any film, you go, Tom Cruise is going to be able to do it. But in this, you saw for 45 minutes him learning what he had to do in order to be the Tom Cruise of the film. And so, maybe I'm repeating myself, but I thought it was really interesting. I think that the Groundhog Day effect, I don't know how far it can go philosophically to sort of like talk about different things, but it really, I think there could be a sequel to this. It's got a lot of legs in it. I haven't seen the horror films that you're talking about, like the Death Day and stuff. Happy Death Day.
Triangle.
Yeah, but should I check them out?
Happy Death Day is a good film.
Yeah.
Triangle is fine.
Yeah, okay.
It's a perfectly okay film.
Fair enough. What would you like to see from any future Groundhog Day? What one franchise? You asked me, and I said Terminator, and you didn't like it. I mean, you can kind of understand with the play on time.
Now that I
think
about
the Groundhog Day effect would be, it would be effective in that franchise. Do you see what I mean? If they did it right. But what would you do?
I was going to say something, but I feel like that could legitimately be a very, very good idea, and I don't want to put it out there.
Oh, what? It's that good that you think
I think it would be really good. Right. So I'm not going to bring it up. But,
to all the 23 subscribers we've got.
100. Yeah. Well, listen, if one guy does it, I can be like, hey, do you remember what...
This is copyright. This is evidence.
It is not copyrighted.
This is copyright in terms of you can use this as evidence about your idea.
I can always do.
We'll save it.
More horror films that are just like some guy waking up being killed. Yeah, I'll never get tired of that.
No, okay, I can understand that. I have no knowledge or understanding of any horror films that do.
I love horror films.
I love horror films too, but I just don't know of any. No, I don't know of any that do that.
Well, Happy Death Day.
But yeah, but
other than Happy Death Day,
I haven't seen it.
Exactly. So more of them.
Okay.
I'd be into it.
Deal.
I'm just a big fan of the whole waking up and repeating.
Yeah. That given coronavirus and the situation we live in, mate, you must be loving it. So,
I'm in heaven.
Every day.
Loving every day. Every day is the best day.
Oh yeah.
Of my life.
Because it's the same day.
Same day.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Any other Groundhog Day points, mate? Or shall we just repeat the next hour verbatim?
Just control.
Yeah, I'm
X,
just gonna
control
copy
V,
it and
control
make
V.
it a 2-hour long podcast.
Yeah.
In order to make you think that
for the mem.
Because I was quite annoyed that you didn't go. So we're doing a Groundhog Day podcast. So we're doing a Groundhog Day podcast. Yeah. How many times is it? Yeah, you get the joke.
Would have been 2 of it.
So we're doing. Yeah.
So we're just gonna control C, control V.
Yeah, just copy and paste that shit.
Get that gang shit.
Beautiful.
Mwah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have to do the sign off?
Thank you for listening. You've listened to Nick and Jason, or Jason and Nick. It's been the Final Cut Half Cut.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Suck your mums.
Don't say that. Be lovely to your mums.
Suck your mums.
Lovely to your mums. Good night.